to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taman.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taman.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to another future-looking episode of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. That's right. We are going to read palms or bumps on your head or whatever you want. We're going to tell you what the schedule's going to be and how it's going to all come out. Joining me, as always, is my friend Jesse Martin. Now, Jesse, it says here you were once almost arrested in Las Vegas for stalking the Jonas Brothers.
Almost arrested?
Well, they let you go on your own personal recognizance.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That was a night that I don't remember too much about.
Okay, I understand. Tequila does it to everybody. Jesse, I'll tell you, we are fortunate to be joined today by a member of the hottest K-pop group on the whole planet, the Hog Farmers. And I think we've got the cute one here, the lovable Keith Gray.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Love everyone.
And we've got a
you're
special
a bot,
guest.
John.
I'm a bot. Well, you know what? You're probably right. I find myself oiling myself often. Our special guest here, of course, from all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. Now you. For anybody that does want to see pictures of me all oiled up, please just PM me at Bang Radio Hour. And of course, I have to make another introduction to our special guest from all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, a man who needs no introduction. So fuck him. How you guys doing today?
I'm good, John. Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
Sorry, my apologies.
Fuck you too,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the official Washington Commanders man across the ocean in the United Kingdom, Agent 0044, Andy Burrows.
Good afternoon, good morning. I've just got images I don't want in my head now, John, of you all oily and
Hey, you know what? I'm not cheap. $1.95
I'm pretty sure your DMs are going to be empty after this, John.
This is how you clean out the bullshit. You know who's serious after this. Now, Keith, I did notice that you colored your beard. You are why sportscasters are forced to have such ridiculous comb overs. Why they're supposed to wear a fucking hair plug. It's because of you that Al Michaels looks like he has insulation film on his fucking head.
John holds no bars. He will fucking call your ass out.
Listen, I absolutely look. I'm not afraid. I reach out on Twitter and ask, should I do it or not do it? He is 100% correct. I just ferment this, and I have to say, I look rather dapper.
Dapper. I'm telling you, you are why Al Michaels has to wear fucking insulation foam on his head because of your midlife crisis. They have to make him look like he's not bald.
Listen, I was in bed all night for the past 2 nights, like scratching, and oh man, I really shouldn't do this, and I'm not going to ever do it again. But yes, yes, I did. You asshole.
He bought a manscaper too, I bet you.
No, I just use a regular one, and I've pricked myself a few times.
We must be the only 2 podcasts that aren't sponsored by Manscaped. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Every podcast I listen to now, people are telling me how to shave my balls.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really weirded out about
It's kind of weird.
ball cutters.
You're talking about, you're hearing fucking Parker talking about tucking and
Yeah.
it's just, I'm good.
1 minute we're talking about linebackers, then we're talking about lines on our nuts. I don't know what.
Yeah, that tripped me out when they paused the pod, like in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, let me reach out to my sponsors.
Let me reach down here.
You have hair on your balls?
Yeah, it's a little
Is
weird.
the hair overwhelming?
Yeah.
If so, save 20% with today's code Ballscape.
The worst part is when it's growing out again, and you get that like the little tiny prickly hairs, like you have a crew cut, you know. And oh my God,
just for men, them you can when you've got some just for men left over.
At that point, I just coat them with Vaseline and just say, fuck it, let them hang.
How did you know I dyed my beard? I tried
You
to
can tell.
It's obvious as the
Obvious
You
as
see that
shit.
freaking honker right there? Look at that.
Yeah.
How did I not know?
If your eyes weren't open, all I'd see was hair.
Oh. Jesse does too. Shut up.
Oh
Jesse.
my God.
No, I do not. I need to though. It's coming in pretty thick right there.
But you would do it, right?
I would. I probably will, because it's starting to come in. It's starting to Gray's starting to take over. I'm really not too happy about that. But
Yeah,
I should do it just to show you how silly you look, because I would look as stupid as you could possibly.
I don't look silly. This is my natural color. Just
Except it came out of a goddamn tube.
and 10 times darker.
Oh shit!
Off to a hot
Wow.
start, guys. We're off to a hot start.
Oh, what a shit show already.
I disagree. I think it's been a lot of fun. Nice to see you, Andy. How you
Nice to
doing?
see you as always, John. Always a pleasure.
Good to see you out this morning. Teaching kids how to play the football, the English version.
I was coaching some soccer this morning, so yeah, it was good.
That's good. Well, you know what? I'm fresh out of ideas, so I'm going to kick it over to Jesse. You can go ahead and tell us what we're going to do next.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to, the big news is the schedule release. Some interesting
I forgot.
things. Yeah. The schedule came out. Overall, I want to start with Andy. And we'll break it down game by game quickly. But go ahead, Keith.
I was gonna say, before we do that though, can we just automatically split the division just to save us the trouble?
Well,
No,
I guess because I think we're going to sweep the Giants, and I think the Cowboys and Eagles are probably going to be splits, maybe, or the Cowboys might sweep us again.
All right, whatever.
But what I will say is that I'm sick and tired of fucking Eagles fans fucking thinking they're Jalen Hurts is God's gift to fucking quarterbacks when he's fucking dog shit. He's no better than Taylor Heineke. I was fighting arguing with the Sidelines Eagles podcast host, and I think if you look back on last year, what the Eagles did to get into the playoffs, it was reminiscent of what we did the year before to get into the playoffs. We beat bad quarterbackless teams to get in there, and we kind of backed into it. Same thing the Eagles did this year. Did they improve a little bit? Yeah. But I do not believe in Jalen Hurts. I think I don't think he's a good quarterback. I think he's bottom third of the league quarterback. And you can argue against with a wall against that. No one's ever going to change my mind on that. But Andy,
Yes,
what
sir.
did you think of the overall aspects of our schedule this year?
I'm quite positive, actually. We spoke. I don't know if you guys saw me and Keeper had the pleasure of being on with Big Doug yesterday, and Mr. Reed from the Burgundy Zone was also on. And looking at this schedule, and I sat after the show I done yesterday, I sat down and re-looked at the schedule and wrote a few things down, a bit of a geek like that. And if you look at the season that we won the division, albeit with the 9 games and the Cowboys having injuries, this is a slightly easier, if not the same-ish kind of schedule. And you'd like to think we're a better team now. We actually have a quarterback who can, maybe consistently play well and not be injured. And, we've bought in weapons in Doxson and stuff like that. So looking at the schedule, I mean, opening up, you'd think win straight away. I mean, it's the most Washington thing to say. I mean, we've been terrible for donkey's years. And now all of a sudden we're thinking, win this one, this one. It's like me and Keith said yesterday, it's the most Washington thing ever. Trying to, all of a sudden we think we're going to pull 10, 11, 12 wins out of our arse and be this amazing team. But when you look at this schedule game by game, there's no reason why you shouldn't be optimistic with what we've got coming up. And, week 1, 2, you could potentially be at the Dallas game and not have lost a game. Or you could go Washington and maybe have lost all 3. You just never know with this team, and you never know with this franchise. And I'm not saying anything that no Washington fan has ever not heard. We've all been here 1,000 times. We could sit here at the end of September going, oh, well, it's happened again. You know what I mean?
It'd be the most Washington thing to do, to go build up all the hype going into week 1 and lay an egg. I mean,
yeah,
that's
I'm really hoping we don't, Jesse.
I don't think
I
we're
lay
going to do
egg.
that.
I'm assuming you fumble at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that we're going to do that. But no, you're right, Andy. John, what do you think about it?
The schedule itself, I always say the same thing. It's May. What we think on paper is based on last year, and everything has changed. What you say about Jalen Hurts, it's probably valid, but he also has a different dimension with his ability to run. He's got a much stronger arm, so he's not quite as Taylor Heineke. And now they've got weapons. I think that they probably are the team to beat in the NFC East.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
they might be.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the arm aspect, but the running, I definitely, he definitely has wheels, but I don't think I don't think he has a strong arm at all.
He's got receivers that he can just throw.
That's true.
He can just freaking throw it.
That's true.
So I'm not necessarily. I guess I shouldn't say they're the class of the division, but I think they're going to contend for it. The schedule itself, there's some anomalies to it that I really don't like. I am getting sick and tired of playing teams coming off their mini bye. We have it 4 times at the fucking end of the season, and there's no way in hell that they're not going to tell me that shit's intentional. Look, I get it. You people don't like Dan Snyder even in the league, but fucking hey, man, who do you think you're punishing by doing that shit? Him? He's just going to sit back and collect the check.
I think they threw us a bone in the beginning of the season to try to kick off the new brand. By giving us the Jaguars and the Lions. But they did not do us any favors. Like you said, it was like 4 games in a row. I think Warren Sharp.
It's not in a row, but they're all at the end of the season. Yeah, they are 4 in a row.
No, I think it's 4 in a row. That these teams are coming off with 10-day rest. And yes, I do think it's unfair, and I do think it's intentional. Keith,
damn straight it is.
Your overall thoughts of the schedule?
Yeah, I thought this one was a bit strange for multiple reasons. I feel like when you look at the schedule, and I'm not looking at it currently, but I feel like every other game was an away game, a home game, away game, a home game.
End of the season.
Yeah. And then, the late bye, which me personally, suck it up, boys. I don't care when you take a bye. Suck it up. We play football. But I do understand everyone's points on, why it sucks that it's so late. I think there was a point you brought up even with preseason, 20, what was it, 20 weeks, before a bye or something like that. Did you guys mention that? Or is that
no, we didn't, but that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I read that. So yeah, I completely get it. But at the same time, like a lot of our ones aren't even going to be playing in the preseason. So you can't really technically use that. But either way, at the end of the day, I mean, I get it.
Look, the past few years, we've been our buys have been pretty much in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So it was due.
We've either had it where it's real early, like week 4, week 5, week 5, I think, and then or it's been like 9, 10, 11. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, it's the past 4 years. It's been 7, 8, or not week 7, 8, or 9.
Last season we sucked. So do you remember last season they tried to get us in on the bye week, didn't they? Do you remember all that hype and stuff? Ron Rivera was like, no, they're not having a bye, and that died down after a day.
Oh,
so
right.
You won't be doing that after week 14. Imagine if we're having a terrible season. You go, actually, guys, I know you've been together since like the beginning of August, but you're not having a week off, Right.
Also, this is the first time in a while where we're not playing a division. Wait, am I lying about this? We play Cowboys final week.
Cowboys
Cowboys
be a very big game.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember catching that yesterday. But I feel like for the past couple of years, we've been playing the division, really at the end. And now you got San Francisco, Cleveland, and Dallas. So it's
spread out this year.
It's spread out. So I have a feeling we're going to kind of have a better idea of where we stand in the division. And if we're reaching the playoffs a little bit earlier, then
you should know by the end of the Giants back to back in between the bye. You
right.
should have an indication.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like after that second game against the Giants, you're going to have a real good idea where you stand in the division. And if you have good chances of reaching playoffs, when the past few years, it's kind of went to the last game potentially, type deal. I also find it very disappointing that we only have 2 primetime games and they're away.
That's fine with me.
They did it on purpose. They do that on purpose. Listen, when we had 2 primetime games last year, and both those primetime games, when they're doing those aerial shots, no one's in the stands.
Yeah,
right.
The NFL they do not want us.
Right.
Until we start winning, that's not going to change.
Right.
I
don't want to be on prime time at all. I don't care why they do it. I'm just merely pointing out that it sucks because at the end of the day, as fans too, we would, I potentially, I didn't like going to as many as we had last season. Late games, so to speak, and I'm including 4:00 in that. And it just, most of our games are 1:00 this season, if not the majority of all.
Well,
yeah.
speaking for the codgers among us all,
1:00 on Sundays when football's supposed to be. I go to bed at 8:30. I don't want to be up all night watching the game.
And for
for
traffic
7 o'clock
purposes,
starts for the Monday night football game.
I feel like though for an easy quote easy schedule, right? A soft schedule. I felt like they did spread it out a lot more to where it doesn't seem as easy as possible. As far as strength of schedule type deal, I just feel like they spread it out. So I don't feel like unless you're in the first week, or not first week, but the first few weeks of the season where you can hopefully you want to collect those wins that we, fans suck up and think that we'll win. I don't really see this team going on a 4 or 5 game win streak, so to speak, just with the way the schedule was laid out. And I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that as much. I see a lot of 50-50 games in between there. So what I'm hoping for is that, we can still continue on the momentum in that sense. But I feel like having the soft schedule that we have, they flexed it out in a sense to where it's not as easy as we think.
Look at all the games coming up to the sorry, John. Go on, mate.
There's a stretch right there coming like into the 3-quarter mark. The Texans, the Falcons, the Giants, and the Giants. Right there, you can make up some ground. I mean, we're looking ahead and being very optimistic about things, but none of those teams look to be very good on paper, except maybe the Texans. Davis Mills.
Yeah, but the reason why I didn't select that though, John, and say that about that area is because you do have that bye week in between the Giants, and bye weeks can also kill momentum too. I mean,
that's true.
It's there. So that's kind of why I chose to just stick to the first few games of the season. But yeah, that stretch I noticed could be a beneficial stretch to us as well. It's just when you got that bye week, it kind of slows it down. Yes, if we're in a situation where guys are, not healthy and they can use that time to be healthy, to be able to play the next game, then sure, we're in, good shape, but you can't predict that.
We're going to be coming off whooping up on the fucking Giants. So we're going to be in a good mood. And what we have to look forward to is the Giants. So everything I think should, they should be all right with that.
And look at the mini games. When I went through I was looking at it this morning, and I've got it in front of me now. If you look at the games I always look at the games before the divisional games. So if you look at the start of the season, all right, that's game 1 and 2. We kind of know that. But then if you go later on into the season, before the Eagles, we've got the Colts and the Vikings, I think. I always look for the momentum going into the divisional games. And then, like John said, you go to the Texans and the Falcons, and you play the Giants twice. So I always look at the games. I always look at the games before the divisional games. Like last season, we had some really hard games going into like the Cowboys and the Giants. You're thinking, Jesus Christ, now we're under more pressure to win these divisional games. Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, well, before the Giants, we have the Texans and the Falcons. I'd like to think Texans won't be, that could be quite a difficult game, but I like to think that we're coming up to the Giants. By the time we play the Cowboys at the end of the season, we're playing the 49ers on the road, and we should go and absolutely kick their ass. And then we're playing the Browns at home, aren't we? So I always look at them little games just before the divisional games and how we're looking going into these games. Like I said, at the start of the season, we've got games 1 and 2, and then we play Philly and the Cowboys back to back. So we can get momentum for the first 2 games of the season, which is something Washington have notoriously not done over the years. I want us to be going into these games going, do you know what? We're winning games, we're playing well, and this schedule, if you look at games 1 and 2, for the first time in a long time, in my opinion, give you that opportunity.
The schedule, in my eyes, it kind of works out. It starts off soft. There's some meat in the middle, and then it ends on a soft note. And then
sounds like Saturday night in my
house. Kind of like being it's kind of like being with my wife.
Welcome to a night out with Andy and Keith.
Oh God! All right,
thank you.
Look, I think I'm perfectly fine with the schedule. I think it sets up very well for us. A couple little quirks here and there, like we're playing the Giants back to back. Yeah, we have a bye in the middle of it. But that might help this team out a little bit, because you don't have to, during that bye week, you can actually prepare for the games after the Giants, because you don't need to prepare for the Giants twice. You're playing the same damn team 2 times in a row. So that could help in a little way. I don't like playing the Eagles and the Giants, or the Eagles and the Cowboys back to back. There's going to be two tough divisional games back to back, kind of early in the season. But overall, we got the Bears on Thursday night. we're typically not good on night games, but we won 2 night games last year. I think
We
the
do
only
okay
2
on Thursdays.
And the Bears I think the Bears and the Texans are going to be they're going to be fighting for that number 1 overall pick because
let's go through week to week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's not waste all of our expert analysis in the intro.
We're coming in hot. The Jaguars are coming to town. It's the Brandon Sheriff revenge game. Listen, it sets up. I know people are like, we should kick the Jaguars out, but do not count the Jaguars out. They got a new coach. They spent a lot of money this offseason on veterans, free agents. We should win this game, and I'm going to say that we are going to win this game, but we're going to have a Chernobyl-like meltdown if we come out with a loss. That's all
I
I'm
have
saying.
here an email that I have received just prior to this show. It says, "Dear Jesse, John, Keith, and other. If you think Urban Meyer was a clown, wait till you get a load of me. This Super Bowl ring I'm wearing is about as likely as getting your cab fare back from a stripper after you spent all your money buying rounds of blackberry seltzer for your friends and they leave you behind. Sometimes shit just happens and you go with it. Sincerely, Doug Peterson, Jacksonville, Florida."
Beautiful email.
Thank you, Doug.
Keith, who you got?
Yeah, so I'm agreeing with you. We tend to drink this Kool-Aid before the season starts, right? And we be typical Commanders fans. And we're going 17-0. But if we dial it back a little bit, Jacksonville, yes, they were a terrible team last season. To answer your question, I do expect a W from this, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park W.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're going to be a better team this year.
Trevor Lawrence is not, he was a number 1 pick for a reason, and like you said, they spent a lot of money improving their team. They got a new head coach. Clearly, the last coach was an absolute joke. So I would imagine, I'd imagine that they've improved alone just by getting a new head coach. And then you're talking about everything that they've added this season. It's definitely not a walk in the park, but we should win. And it's Wentz's revenge game.
I think it's good that we get this
He's got
team
like 4
early.
revenge games this year.
That's true. I think it's good that we get this team early in the season rather than later in the season because they're fresh. They're still starting to get their shit together. But I think as the season go on, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be a better team. Andy, what do you think?
We better win, Jesse. I've booked a flight, a hotel, everything. I'm not flying halfway across the world. Last time, I don't want to jinx everything, but I was at the Eagles game 4 seasons ago now, home opener, when Ryan Kerrigan had the pick 6 and we still lost. So, we should win. But I know a lot. I've seen the Jags play a lot. They play at Wembley 2 or 3 times a season now. They're kind of our adopted team over here. And I'm with you guys. Don't underrate this team. They're probably the problem you've got is they're probably looking at us the way we look at them. They're probably thinking,
absolutely.
The Commanders first game, they're going through their fans are sitting there doing podcasts now going, okay, so we've got Commanders week 1, win.
I hope so. I hope they're that cocky.
But I think we should have enough to pull it out. I mean, if we don't, like I said to Keith yesterday after the game, just come and find me in a bar cold up with a bottle of Jägermeister crying my eyes out because I've flown halfway around the world to see my team lose again on opening day. But I think
flew around the world to come and visit us.
I did. The main reason I'm coming is to hang out with you guys,
All right. Well, my prediction is that the Jaguars will be forced to forfeit in the 3rd quarter. The high humidity in Washington will make Trevor Lawrence's hair just completely unmanageable, and they're going to just say, "We've got to pack it anyway."
Completely unmanageable.
That's right. Maybe they're going to win 31-20.
I'm sorry, but he looks like a girl, man. I'm going to say it. He does. He
looks
really
like
does.
one of those big Swedish girls that's like, "Hello, darling. I'll pick you up in bar."
Her name's Uda.
Her name's Lola. Pick her up at the club down in Old Soho.
All right. Next, we travel to Detroit, and Jared Goff. I think they're going to try to come in and bite our kneecaps off. I think we're going to start off 2-0. I really do. I think go in there, and I don't think this game's going to be particularly close. Their new prize wide receiver, Jameson Williams, he's probably not going to be playing yet. And I got a big win. Andy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same. Don't want to sound all like rah-rah here, as I've been accused of being in the past. But I think there's no reason.
Andy, there was one point in time I don't think we liked each other.
No, I couldn't stand you when I first joined Twitter. I thought you were right. I thought you were right, arsehole.
Not many people can stand Keith.
No, but that
first joined Twitter.
I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass now. But no, I absolutely love you, and I'll defend you to the hilt. But I not to be too rah-rah, but there's no the problem you've got as Washington fans. You don't want to be like Keith. We said this yesterday. We're going to be these fans now. We're not used to saying, "Well, we should win this, and we should win this, and we should," and everyone goes, "Have you not seen us for the last 25 years?" But when that has to end sometime, you can't just. We're not going to spend hopefully the rest of our lives being shit. You know what I mean? We're not going to suck forever. So there's no reason why we shouldn't start 2-0. And if you can't get a better start than the Jags and Detroit. If you're not going into week 3 against the Eagles 2-0, then we've got serious problems.
Going off what you just said, Andy, Ron and company, they drafted these players this year for a reason. They think that they're ready to take that next step. Mm-hmm. And right now we got to trust that. And if we stay healthy, I kind of believe that we can do that. We have an opportunity with the schedule like it is to make a step forward. Keith, what about you?
Yeah, heading to Detroit doesn't scare me, but I'm also sure that Detroit fans are saying the same thing about Commanders fans.
You're right.
So
one set of notes. Hey,
yeah. So
we all have the same notes of this podcast.
Yeah, you can slap me down for a W here. I just think that ultimately, when you look at the squads on paper, I just think that we have the better team. Again, at the same time though, there's a lot to be answered with Carson Wentz. I said this yesterday. I think we've all been saying this since we've brought the guy in. There's a lot to be answered, but I don't know. Detroit's just never been a scary team to me, so I'm gonna confidently say W.
All right, John.
You know what rhymes with Lions? 0-2. All right, here's my prediction. Look, I've looked into the crystal ball, and some things have come out that is kind of disturbing about this season, including this game, because controversy is going to erupt. The Commanders' defense is going to get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct after a hard sack of Jared Goff devolves into a rough gangbang.
Oh yeah.
Look, Ron Rivera is going to challenge the call. He's going to argue that Goff has been asking for it all game long, after many slow motion reviews, they're going to keep the call as made on the field, but they're going to change it to excessive celebration. But despite that, big win, 41-14, and Jared Goff goes home satisfied.
Jesus Christ, John.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Week three. Now things get a little bit interesting with the schedule with the Eagles coming to town. Carson Wentz first time playing up against his former team. And I got to tell you, folks, I think we're going to win this game. I honestly do. I don't think the Eagles are as good as a lot of people are making them out to be. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Where I got them starting off 3-0 for the first time, and God knows how long. John, what about you?
I have here an email that has just arrived via the fax machine. Actually, so this is a fax. It says, "Dear Keith, hey man, if I need a ride to the stadium, you got me? Hit me back. Sincerely, Jalen H."
I mean, absolutely. Sure.
All right, here's my prediction that I have seen through the crystal ball. In absorbing his first loss of the season, Ron Rivera will express complete confidence in Coach Jack Del Rio after the bumbling defensive coordinator starts his Uber driver at strong safety and sends Chase Young to Starbucks for coffee in the fourth quarter. Eagles 23, Commanders 17. We're 2-1.
Okay. All right, Keith.
Yeah, so this is at home with the Commanders, huh?
Yeah, we're home.
This is a tough one for me because I really want to go against the idea that we're going to go 3-0. Also, the Eagles definitely improved through the draft. I mean, I think they had one of the better drafts out of the majority of these teams. I do think the Eagles are actually going to be a good team. Everything is contingent on Jalen Hurts. Again, you talk to Eagles fans, they're still 50-50 on this guy.
Yeah.
So We played the Eagles pretty well last season, even in the final game where there just wasn't anything in it for us.
Yeah, we didn't. We were a broken team.
Then,
yeah.
It was tough, and yet we still played them well, and lost at home. I actually think we're going to take this win.
All right.
I hope you're right.
Keith starting us out 3-0 too. Andy, what says you?
I think this will be the first real test for the Washington Commanders. If we do start 2-0, like we all said we should, this could be the game where you think, okay, now you'll know this will be the mark for the season. You'll know where you are as a team and an organization now. You'll know where your players are at. If you can go into this game and either win a close one or dominate a game, this for me will set a benchmark for the season for me. This is the game that I've earmarked to see where this Ron Rivera team really are. You'd think by the time we've hit week 3, we should have been rolling. We've had a full training camp. We've had a full preseason. We've had the first 2 regular season games of the season. Come week 3, this team will either be firing on all cylinders or will be Washington that we know and love throughout the years. But I'm predicting, I'm with you guys. This could be a standout game for me, and I think we go 3-0.
Nice. All right.
I'm the only one calling for a loss there.
Yeah. All right.
You're not off base though, John. Because
we could all agree with you. I reckon it could be. We could be sitting here on the 25th of September going, oh, well, we haven't won our first 2 games. Let's hope we beat the Eagles.
I think you could all, you're right. I think you could all agree that Jack Del Rio might start as Uber driver at strong safety. Too.
I'm just saving my loss for when we play in Philly. That's a tough stadium to be in, man.
Yeah. Is it as hostile as it? They say, Keith, I've never been there, and I don't want to go there because I was at FedEx with the Eagles fans, and I've been at some of the most hostile stadiums in the world of our football. But when the Eagles fans, I know you live there, and you're married to one, so I don't include your dear lady wife in this. They look like the absolute scum of the earth, Eagles fans. So when you're in the stadium, what's it actually like?
The vet was worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not so bad. If you're a Commanders fan or any away team fan, if you have at least 1 to 2 other people with you that are fans, but then you have others that are in your group that are Eagles fans, you're in pretty good shape. They don't.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot that mess with you too much, but you don't have to go there. You could go to our own home game and witness that as well. I mean, that final game that we lost against them and we're leaving, and I literally have fans trash talking me as I'm just with my wife and kids trying to get to my car.
Dude, I had it at FedEx. I had guys sitting behind me, and I am not going to repeat. And I'm English, and we swear like the best of them. I am not going to repeat what come out of these guys' mouths. And I'm not that I'm being a gentleman or anything, but sport, and when you're at football, but what come out of these Eagles fans' mouths when we had ladies sitting next to us, we had young kids sitting next to us.
Yeah,
I would never repeat that in my life, but I was like this. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
That's a lot of people now, though, and the stadium experience is pretty bad.
Dude, man, honestly, some of the things honestly, John, I'll DM you after this, so I'll chat to you and tell you what they say.
I'm sure there is, John.
I can imagine, Andy. Yeah. I can.
I'm sure there's other, you go to other teams, and I'm sure there's some, banter back and forth and so on and so on. But I've been to New Orleans, man, and those fans were great. Those were probably the greatest away fans that I've ever, or home fans that I've ever been to.
They live in New Orleans. What do they got to complain about?
I know. I mean, listen, they bantered and everything, but nothing was physical. Nothing was ridiculous. But coming from FedEx and taking a loss to the Eagles in the final game when we really didn't have anything to play for anyways, and just crisscrossing a female who was with a couple people, literally getting into my face as I'm just trying to walk to my car. I have my wife and kids there, and the stuff that she said to me, she would not say to me in a normal environment. And because my wife and kids were there, I felt like, and plus I was representing the hog farmers, felt like the best thing for me to do was to keep on walking. But in any other time and place in life, that woman would not have gotten in my face like that. And I won't say that I would have resorted to violence, but I damn sure wouldn't have been quiet. That's for sure.
Understood. Especially if you're wearing that very attractive dress that you wore in that video.
Well, that's true.
What if you wore the same dress as her? Then would you get in her face first? Because, I mean, how dare she?
Well, we might have that fun evening in the Burrows home that Saturday night.
Cross
What
dressing
happens in
Saturday
the
night.
Burrows home?
I had no
stays.
idea what just happened there. I don't even know what I just said.
Week
I don't
four. Week
going to
four.
Dallas.
We are going to Dallas, and this is my first loss of the year. Dallas is still, even though they didn't necessarily get better, they did lose a couple pieces in the offseason, but they're still the Dallas Cowboys. They still got a high-powered offense, and they got a guy named Micah Parsons that just kind of tore it up last year. And I think most of us can expect him to have a similar season, if not better. So I'm going to chalk this one up as an L. Keith, what about you?
Yeah, same here. Give me the loss. Listen, as much as it pains me to say this, Dallas Cowboys is the best team in the division, and until they start getting
Proven otherwise,
I'm not going to change on that. You know, could it happen this season? Could we be surprising and actually be a really good team that can beat them twice? Maybe. But until I see it, I can't go against it. Dallas is definitely going to take the win on this one.
Andy?
I'd like to think that we could win, but yesterday I did say we'd win, but now I've kind of looked back at it and we could lay an egg here. The thing is, I've always noticed that playing in Dallas, if you look at the years gone by, the RG3 game where he set the world alight, at Dallas, you have to start the game fast. And for me, that's what I want to see from Washington this year. We haven't started games quick enough for me. We've either waited to the third quarter, the fourth quarter, or we've done it in the first and second, and we haven't done it in the third and fourth. Going into Dallas, you literally, from that first quarter, bang, you need to be on it. And that is how you beat Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. If you're on it and you're up for it and you silence that crowd and get them on their back and get them booing their own team, that is the only way Washington are going to do it. And we haven't performed there that well over the years. So I can see us losing it, but if we're going to win it, that's how we're going to do it. We have to go in there and literally smash them in the mouth.
Well, what's your answer? You're flip-floppy here.
Win.
Oh, got us starting 4-0.
This guy's a rah-rah. Told you he's a bot.
Look, I hate to say it, but the crystal ball shows tragedy possibly occurring in this game because Fedarian Mathis is going to partially eat Dak Prescott on a hard tackle. And before Fox can get to commercial, they're going to have traumatic images of referees trying to pull poor Dak out of Fedarian's mouth. Fedarian's mouth. I see us getting the win here for no other reason is that it's fucking May and I want to. Fuck them. 34th Commanders.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We come back home and the Tennessee Tits come into town. Wait, yeah, I did write that down.
They are the titties, yes.
The Titans come to town, and I got to tell you guys, after AJ Brown's gone, I'm not a Tannehill believer. I think they got a great running game with Derrick Henry, but I think we're actually going to pull this game out and win. No, that's just me though, and it is May, so I got a dub. We're starting off 4-1. Keith,
who we playing?
The Tennessee Tits.
Oh yeah,
Titans.
Loss.
All right, you got
it. I just think Tennessee has proven to be a strong team these past few years. There's nothing that tells me that we can win this game yet. Like I said, my opinion could change, 4 games into the season, and I could be like, "Oh my God,
you might change from what you think in May."
John, who you got? Okay, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, no. So I mean, I don't know, man. I can't go against Tennessee. They look like a strong team. Yeah,
I just think Tannehill shit the bed last year.
He did. He had a poor season.
And I just don't. I think they got a good defense and they got a good running game, but I don't think there's really much else to it.
Yeah, but wasn't Henry injured for a bunch of games?
Hell of a lot of games.
Yeah. But he came back. He came back,
but he was gone for a while, and I think that kind of added to Tannehill's, less of a stellar season.
Possibly.
So with him being healthy, and I don't see it. But go ahead,
John.
All right. Again, I see bad things happening in this game. Cole Holcomb is going to take the worst. He's going to be expected to miss several weeks. However, the good news is that surgeons are going to be able to get Derrick Henry's foot out of his ass intact. So he should only miss a couple of weeks. However, I think this if for wins and losses, I'm going to go ahead and give him a win because I think the other Alabama running back that's going to be on the field is going to really show out, and that's going to be his coming out game. He's going to show Derrick Henry, look here, motherfucker, you're old, get out of the way. Here comes Brian Robinson. But if you're going to get a game where Jack Del Rio and his neglect of linebackers really can get exposed, I think this is the one.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think our running back, or excuse me, I don't think our linebacker committee can stop the run.
Committee?
So, see.
We don't even have enough people to do a one potato, two potato.
I was being nice.
Andy, what you got?
Yeah, I was going to echo what Keith and John said. I think it's going to be they run the ball very well, and this could be the game where everyone stay off social media because everyone will be like, this is why we should have got a linebacker, this is why we should have done this. I always look at the Titans, and I've said this to a few people on podcasts and just chatting about football in general. If you look at them 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, they were not very good. They're now where I would like us to eventually get to. They're kind of fly under the radar every season, and you're kind of like, they were really bad for a long time, and now they've kind of building up their roster. They've drafted well. I'll give them their dues. They've drafted very well. They run the football how it should be run, the kind of old school kind of mentality football, and they play it like that. I'd like us to eventually be like, hey, look at the Titans. This is how we should be playing football. They're not they haven't got the superstars of the NFL. A lot of the teams have
traded
got,
their best.
Yeah, exactly. They got rid of them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I like the Titans. I think this will be a very hard game. I think we'll lose, unfortunately.
All right. First loss of the season for you. The Bears Thursday night. Travel up to Chicago. I'm sorry, I got this. I got to win. The Bears are probably going to be fighting for the first pick in the draft. I got us starting 5-1. Andy, what do you got?
Win. If we're in big problems if we lose to the Bears. Win. Easy.
Yeah.
Done.
Keith?
Yeah, I'm going with the win, but the reason why I'm going with the win is we've actually owned the Bears over the years. They recently beat us the last time we played against them, but before that, we've owned them every game. So Give me a win.
John?
I'm going to see once again that the Commanders are going to get distracted and they're going to lose this game. It's going to be one of those what the fuck happened on prime time, and it's going to be because Dan Snyder is going to embroil the team in controversy once again when he sends 99-year-old Bears owner Virginia McCaskey a dick pic with the message, "Hey, Ginny, you ever seen one of these wearing a yarmulke?"
Jesus Christ. The Packers come to FedEx Field. And even though we're playing at home, I still got an L. I'm sure everybody else does too. John?
No, John's been going against the grain here.
Yes.
That's right. I do have this as a win because after the game, we saw how Aaron Rodgers handled his COVID vaccination status last year. Well, he's going to try the same shit after this game, and he's going to try to mislead the media because he's going to call Chase Young's 3 sacks mid-play rest periods. Okay. But the Commanders are going to win 26-24.
All right. Keith, you got an L?
Yeah, I definitely have an L here, but I will say this. I'm giving the L, obviously, because I particularly don't like to bet against Aaron Rodgers. But losing Adams to me is a huge crush to this team.
Yeah.
I do feel like they are weak offensively than they have been, over the years. So
they've got a good set of running backs, though.
Yeah, they do. They do. And like I said, I think we're going to struggle on the run game this season, just because we haven't bolstered that linebacker crew. But
we ignored it.
Right, completely ignored it so far. Who knows what they do after June 1st. But anyways, give me the L. I can't see a win here.
All right, a big game. We travel to Indianapolis, and this is, I think, it's probably one of the games that I'm really excited about. This game, I just want Carson Wentz to go throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and tell Jim Irsay to suck his ginger balls.
After he manscaped him.
We got to win.
There we go.
Andy, and we'd like to pause.
John.
Did Andy give us a Packers prediction?
Great minds.
Great shit.
Packers lost.
Sorry, Andy.
No, that's okay. Lost, but a close one. I think we might lose by a field goal.
I can see that.
Stop the show for that. Come on, you got to give us something more meaty than that.
More meaty than that.
Yeah, I mean, we reverse the show. You come up with we're going to lose by a field goal.
But I think it's all the balls talk again. I mean, I can't, it's just.
Hey, you know what I hope for? I hope in week 1, all we do is kick field goals. So that way, that's all that Andy gets to see. He flew all the way from
I'll tell you what.
If it's a tie, could you imagine if it's a tie?
I want this to be the worst game of the season.
You're such a dick.
I am going to get you so drunk.
All right, the Colts. I got to win. And I think it's going to be a blowout. I got our first blowout of the season. Like I'm talking like 40-10.
Ooh,
my God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They have a running back too,
Fuck him.
Jesse's a bot.
Fuck him.
He's become friends with Junior Gillette and they're the bot squad.
Keith, who you got?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the win on this one. I'm just Matt Ryan and a new offense, new coach, and Matt Ryan's older than John, so I would definitely say. I mean, I don't know, man. They got a good running game too, though.
They had a good running back. They have a receiver and nothing else. Their defense went downhill last year. Their offensive line was like ranked 39th in the league
in the past, but they're great against the run.
Yeah,
see, that's when we got to be careful because the boy Wentz was on that squad. So, but yeah, give me a win on this one,
Andy.
Win. I think Wentz. I'm with you, Jesse. I'm hoping that he really balls out and Doxton and Terry McLaurin. I think this could be the game where our number 1 draft pick comes into his own. And if I think Carson's going to want to throw the ball this game. So him and Terry are they're going to score, and they're going to score heavily. I want to see us ball out in this game. I mean, all the eyes are going to be on us. I mean, if we suck at this game, then Jesus Christ, we're going to, we might as well pack up and go home. But I think we win. I don't think it's going to be a massive, massive blowout of you, Jesse, but I think we win, and we win convincingly-ish. But this is Washington.
John?
I see it convincing. I can see Carson Wentz goes in there, dismantles him 36-20. I also see it getting awkward after the game when Bob Irsay doesn't remember who Wentz is and keeps asking him to bring the car around. Bring the car around. I got an email here.
Oh, we got an email.
Hot off the laser jet. Hi, guys. Where can a guy go to get high in this town? Sincerely, B. Irsay.
Stupid. Week 9.
Stupid is my favorite word when I do one of those things.
Keith is his favorite all-time Redskins comes into town. Kirk Cousins is going to come back to FedEx Field, and I think he's going to tear us a new asshole. I think after a big win in Indy, we're going to come back home and it's going to be a letdown. And Kirk's going to throw for 590 some yards. 19 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Great. He's got Grant Paulson under the desk right now with his Manscaped balls in his mouth, doesn't he? You're the best. You're the best.
Andy, what says you?
Kirk Cousins is shit. We're going to win this game easy.
There you go.
Done.
I have an email here from the Hall of Fame. Shit, he's never getting in the door.
Keith?
Right.
Oh no, John, go ahead.
Kirk's gonna feel nostalgic, and he's gonna kneel for the crowd to show his appreciation for their continued support and early in his career. Unfortunately for the Vikings, that's gonna be on 4th and goal, and we hold them off and win 23-20.
Yeah, after we take the W on this one, Kirk Cousins is really going to second guess his religion. He's no longer going to become Christian.
No.
He's
certified psychotically religion.
Yes, in the press conference, he's going to denounce Christianity and become atheist.
Jesus Christ!
Shit, then you're going to have to make me rethink my values.
All right,
you have values?
Week 10, we travel to Philly. Carson, this is a big game for Carson Wentz. And I think it's going to be a lot of emotions involved, but I think Wentz is going to pull it out. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be like 20-21, something like that. And I think we get the win. John?
So when it's tight like that, it's always hardest to pull out.
Jesus Christ.
I love them tight too, Jesse. I love them tight.
John,
they're definitely not going to play loose this game.
From what I can see, after Chase Young pounds Jalen Hurts into the turf for the third time of the afternoon, an obscure Pennsylvania law declares them both married.
Okay.
And that's what I think. They're going to win. They're going to beat. It's going to be one of those reverse splits, I think. They're going to win here. We're going to win there.
All right. Keith, what you got?
Yeah, so I took the W for our home game. I'm going to take the L here. I just think it's going to be overwhelming for Wentz, in my opinion. Could be potentially a close game. I just don't think that we're going to take the win here, so put me down for a loss.
All right, Andy?
We never played well for 4 quarters in Philly. You remember the season opener a couple of seasons ago? We went out and blitzed them in the first 2 quarters. We laid an egg. The season after, we played well in the 3rd and 4th quarter. We can never put a full gap. I don't know what it is about Philly on the road. We can never seem to get it together consistently over 4 quarters of football. So I'm going to say loss.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Now we travel to Houston. And we play the Giraffe Neck team led by Davis Mills.
Davis Mills, delicious coffee since 1974.
Yeah, I think this we blow this team out of the water. The Texans are going to be fighting for the number 1 pick in the entire draft, and they're just bad. They're just a bad team. There's no way we lose this game. Keith?
Yeah. I don't want to be that confident, just because every time I pick every time.
Come on, it's May, man. It's May. Come on, I got the team at 8-3 right now. It's May. Yeah, you think I'm really this confident? No,
I don't want to be this confident. But
do you think any of these predictions are going to come true? No.
Listen,
all of mine are dead on. I swear to God.
I'm good at. Let me remind you, gentlemen, I'm good at predictions, considering that I beat both of you last season.
You cheated.
You wouldn't say that if your beard was its natural color, buddy.
You know what? You leave my beard alone.
Do you dye everywhere on your body, or is it just your beard?
Dude, there isn't enough dye.
In case you're wondering, Andy, the carpet does match the drapes.
Thank you. I just wanted to, the black box of the plane has always got to be the same color. Okay, I've got it. Yep, got it.
Yeah.
But you got to win, Keith. You got to win.
I got to win.
Andy, what you got?
A win, yeah, easy win.
No analysis there, Andy.
I'm just too busy thinking about your balls.
This is a wonderful show,
John.
All right, but unfortunately, I can see tragedy once again happening.
Oh my God!
Jesus, John.
Airplane hits Davis Mills right in the back of the head.
Didn't he just make
Ron
fun
Rivera's
of you, Jesse?
What's that?
Didn't he make fun of you in the tweet, Jesse, saying,
we're going to win the game.
How you're going to say that we're going to lose every single game?
By tragedy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to forget to give Davis Mills the helmet that has the little red light on the top.
John's got us 9-2.
Right. So far, they're going to win because Ron Rivera's ex-boyfriend, Kyle Allen's going to come in. And 3 interceptions later, it's 29-17. We win.
All right. Week 12. We host the Atlanta Falcons, and Marcus Mariota can't really be scared about that team. Again, this is going to be a team that's going to be vying for that number 1 overall draft spot. We win this game. We definitely win this game. Andy, what about you?
Yeah, this is the part of the season now where you're kind of thinking the Falcons are coming in. We should win this game. And you're kind of now looking ahead to 2 New York Giants games coming up and the bye week. This is where you know where your season's kind of going to go. We're challenging for a division. We should win this game and then go and really kick on. And, you're heading into December thinking, right, this New York back-to-back, let's go and win a division.
Keith?
Yeah, give me a W against Atlanta. They're terrible. We beat them last season too.
Yeah, we sure did. John?
Even though they gave us a horrible call when Chase Young smacked Matt Ryan. I'm going to say this is Desmond Ritter's first start. What he does manage to do in losing to the Commanders is unite the entire city of Atlanta in calling for Marcus Mariota. So we win 38-12.
All right. Now we go to New York and play the Giants. Yeah, and I got to win on this one. There's no way we lose this game either.
John, what?
What was that?
That's my impression of John Mara.
Little weasel. All right,
Now you got to watch the YouTube if you're listening.
Andy's has got to leave us in about 10 minutes, so let's get through these games.
Yeah,
John, what do you got?
I think in a desperate attempt to establish some sort of identity, the Giants receivers are going to pick this game to start calling themselves the Chick-fil-A crew for their amazing ability to never be open on Sunday. The Commanders are going to win handily.
Wow. All right, Keith.
This is at New York.
At New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it'd be the Redskins thing to do is to win.
All right. Andy.
Everything tells me that we should win, but this is New York. I don't know what it is about us when we seem to play them. It's the only time their team ever seemed to turn up and look like a half-decent football team.
That's true.
In New York, I think we lose in New York.
All right. Then we have the bye, a much-needed bye, and then we play the Giants again. And I got to say, man, I think we sweep the Giants, and I got them at 11 wins already. Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with me? Keith, who you got?
Yeah, so what happens in this game is right in 3 minutes into the first quarter, the Giants strip sack Carson Wentz, and Jesse leaves right after.
Yeah, probably right.
Loss.
You're probably right.
Give us the loss.
All right, Andy, what you got?
Ron Rivera kicks their ass for getting beat in New York. He probably drags their ass in on a bye week, tells them that we need to win a division, sort this shit out, and I reckon we blow them out big time at FedEx.
All right, John.
I'm going to say there's controversy yet again because parents will criticize the NFL as it turns out their new NFL experience attraction to simulate being Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is actually just a short tunnel out to the middle of the Beltway. We're going to smash their ass 30-14.
All right, now we travel out west for our only 4:00 game of the season, and we go play the 49ers. 49ers are kind of they're a weird team, man. You don't know who's going to start at quarterback. They got the great Deebo Samuel, and then you got Kyle Shanahan. So we always play them close. I think we have in the past few times that we played them. I am going to give us a loss though. John?
I'm going to say that again, the Commanders suffer a huge. Oh, I'm on mute?
No, I tried to be on mute to sneeze, but it didn't. I wasn't fast enough.
Okay.
Hey, have you ever tried to sneeze with your eyes open? It's impossible. If you do it, you'll die.
Yeah.
John, who do you got?
What do I got? Okay, well, the Commanders will set yet another major public relations disaster after a team executive who may or may not be Jason Wright explains how we're going to play the 49ers and offends redheaded stepchildren all across the country. I think we lose 26-16.
Okay.
In San Francisco.
Right. Keith?
Yeah, so San Francisco last season was my suspect team. Again, like you said, you didn't know what you were getting out of them. They made it to the playoffs. I really didn't see them beating Green Bay, but they did.
Yeah.
They're just a team that I've picked too many wins so far, so loss.
Okay. All right.
Good
reason.
Andy? Depending where San Francisco are come like the 24th December, come Christmas Eve, like Keith said, you never know what you're going to get from them. They could be fighting for a division, or their season could be done and we could just go in there and blow them out. Or, you know what I mean? Something could be on the line. So I'm going to go loss.
Yeah, I expect them to ruin my Christmas. So
yeah, they're probably going to ruin my Christmas as well.
Yeah.
I refuse to let them ruin my Christmas.
The Browns come to town. And this is going to be an interesting game. Is Deshaun Watson going to be playing? Is he going to be suspended? A lot of things are up in the air with this team. But I am also not foolish to think that we can win 11 games or 12 or 13 games. So I'm going to chalk this up as an L. John?
That's some quality analysis there, everybody. Yeah. This is the podcast that will give you a prediction based on how many wins we've already fucking said we I see in this game that the officials with the Guinness Book of World Records will confirm that Dan Snyder and Jimmy Haslam being in the same stadium at the same time is the second largest massive rich douchebag assholes to ever be gotten together in NFL history. The first time was when Dan Snyder, Roger Goodell, and Jerry Jones were together in the back room of a dry cleaner in Abilene watching a cockfight. I do have an email.
Wow.
Fresh off the laser jet. Hey guys, let's face facts. By this point of the season, the chances Carson Wentz is on his way to getting run out of town are pretty high. So give them my name, will you? I'll be staying at the Comfort Inn all weekend. Sincerely, Baker M. Keep that in mind.
You got a loss?
Yeah, I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win.
We're
Because
gonna win.
Deshaun Watson will be suspended, and when they say Baker, get in there, Baker goes, "Fuck no, I'm going to goddamn Buster." What is it, Dave and Buster's? That's where he.
All right, Andy.
I think we win because I think we're going to need to, because going into the last game, I think it's all going to be on the line. The season's going to have a great finish. I think we're going to need to pull out all the stops, and I think we win I think it'll be a very hard game. They're a very, very good team.
Keith?
Yeah, give me the loss on this one. I don't care if Deshaun Watson's playing or not. If Baker Mayfield comes in, I still think we're going to lose. Cleveland, I think, is going to be a surprise team this year, especially if Deshaun Watson.
3 losses in a row, Keith. Man.
Yeah.
Wow. Left out the wide receivers.
Hey, this is life. But yeah, man. Give me that loss on Cleveland.
All right, we got the final game of the season, the home game, and I truly believe this is going to be for the division. I think we've already made definitely made the playoffs already. We got a wild card spot, but this game is going to be for the division. And since it's at home, I'm going to chalk this one up as a win against the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, Andy, what do you got?
It's always breaking news. This has always been my dream, to go to a Washington game against the Cowboys. I bought a ticket for this game. I got a ticket kindly.
Oh, nice.
From yesterday. Yeah. So I am going to be back for the Cowboys game. I've always, since I've supported this team, wanted to go to a Washington game versus the Cowboys. I'm coming to the last game of the season. So, of course, we're going to win. The English are going to be there. Win.
Nice.
It's going to be cold.
Keith? It's going to be fucking freezing.
Well, now that I know that Andy's coming to this game, this changes everything.
Everything. He's going to have to dye his beard again.
Actually, go ahead and put me down for a loss.
Jesus.
What kind of hog farmers need to throw you out?
Yep.
Put me down for a loss. And the reason is because I want Andy to suffer. Also, I don't think.
Oh, okay, now that you go down that road,
what do you think I've been doing for the last hour?
I think that there could be not division, but playoff implications. You know, we're trying to hit that wild card. And we need
not with your record.
Well, shut up. I don't know what my record is.
You got 9-8.
Your record's about as good as your record's like.
Yeah, you can make it 9-8. They're gonna try to get that last wild card spot, and they're gonna do what the Redskins / Commanders do. They're going to lose.
All right.
9-8,
Cooper.
baby.
God, fucking party. John, what do you got?
Jason Wright is going to get it right. All right. He is going to have a ceremony at the end of the game, and Cowboys players are going to be presented with certificates of completion and a small trophy that will commemorate their participation in the 2022 NFL season. Commanders win 26-24 and go on to the playoffs, where they take Tom Brady's head and stuff it in a trash can.
Nice. So final tallies. Andy's got us at 12-5. Has us at
Homer.
Andy is full of shit.
At 9-8.
Who's this Andy dude? He is full of fucking shit.
I have them also at 12-5, and John has them 14-3. There you have it.
But I have at least 3 tragedies and 2 controversies.
That's true. We know our buddy Andy's got to go. He's got to go record his own show. Andy, where can our listeners find you at and find your podcast at?
So we are recording an episode of The Bunker with Andy and Freddie in literally the next 5 minutes. We had to wait for the best hog. We have got one of the best hog farmers off, and a guy that dyes his farmer.
You see what he did there?
When this man dyes his beard, it stays dyed. You know what I mean? He does it on game day. But we've got a hog farmer, Jeff, coming on to chat some. We wanted to just talk to him about the draft experience that he had in Vegas. He said to me, "Look, you can have the best hog farmer." I said, "Thank you very much, Jeff. Chris isn't available, but we'll have you."
But it's more camera time. That's for sure.
In the words of hog farmer Joe Hall, Keith is the most misunderstood guy on Twitter. Just saying.
But yeah, you can.
I don't buy that at all.
I've had fun, man. I've had fun.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming on, and we always love having you chop it up and
absolutely
talking shit.
I love I love the fact how Andy strong-armed that other podcast to change its name.
Oh yeah. Well, I think a lot of us had a part in that one. There's a lot of people text. I don't even know who those guys were. They're definitely fresh, but yeah, no.
They were nice though. That was cool.
They're nice dudes. But they're gonna. Are you guys all at week 1? Are you going to be there for game 1? Are we all hanging out?
We're forcing John. Yeah, you're going to.
John, you better be at week 1.
John, if I have to do a GoFundMe to get you there.
It isn't a matter of funds. It's a matter of I don't feel like fucking driving.
It's one game, John. You went to one.
And
game
I had fun last time.
Yeah, so at least go to the week opener. That's when everyone's going to be there.
Jesse's going to give me one of his tickets. You're going to let me pay for it this time.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah, no.
Take care, boys. Love you.
Yeah.
See you.
All right, that was Andy Burrows of the Bunker podcast. I always love having Andy on. What else we got, guys?
You guys.
I got an email right here, fresh off of the laser jet from Hog Farmer Jeff that says, "Where the fuck is Andy? This podcast was supposed
to start." Oh boy.
Yeah.
We should probably just end it here, boys.
Why not?
Obviously, there's a bunch of homers on this podcast, and things can change as far as we'll do another in-depth right before the season starts, I guess, and we'll go through the schedule again. A lot of things can happen between now and September. That's for damn sure.
Yep, I totally agree. But I'm excited about week 1. Week 1 was fun last season. I think that was when the most of us got together before the game, tailgated. I'm not sure if I'm going to run a fundraiser, man. I want to, but at the same time, it's tough when it was just me and John doing it. I felt like it just flew by. I didn't really have time to enjoy, the company that was there. So I don't know. We'll see. That could possibly be in the works. Now that Johnny Cornwell is a part of the Hog Farmers, as far as he's behind the scenes and kind of help guiding us in the direction that we need to go on a business standpoint. He is big time into tailgating and possibly wanting to do fundraisers. So I'll talk with him. Maybe he wants to do it. I think that, a few of us can chip in and help. We could probably raise a ton of money. So I don't want to just, completely negate it, but at the same time,
you need to enjoy yourself too sometimes.
I do. I want to enjoy myself and have a good time. So we'll see. Good stuff.
Awesome. All right, well, I think that's going to be it, boys.
Next time we show up, we're going to be starting to show up with our new software. So
yes.
Yeah, is that when we're going to do?
Yeah,
I would say get it to me in June. Let's take a look at it and learn how to use it. And camp starts up in the end of July. We'll definitely want to be part of that.
StreamYard, get ready for us. We going live, baby.
That's right.
Nice.
Nice. That means I can't cut out the jokes that I say that I go, I really shouldn't have said that. We'll figure out how many times that happens.
Fuck it.
All right, man.
All right, Commando.